Now at 9, St. Patrick's Day celebrations underway. What university officials are saying to students who party.
Nation officials warning of domestic terrorism. See what unclassified data is showing.
A well-known sweet shop is gone from the village, where it moved just ahead.
Plus, restrictions are easing across the country, but amusement parks might not sound the same.
Rain on the way tonight, all that coming up in just a bit.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Annie Keister.
And I'm Joey Moore.
For many Americans, last St. Patrick's Day might have been the last celebration before lockdowns because of COVID-19.
And today, with more states easing COVID restrictions, fear is on the rise for rapidly spreading variants during the holiday.
The White House comes with a firm message from the Biden administration discouraging large gatherings. This comes after a rush to get shots in arms as the virus's variants spread. And with St. Patrick's Day and spring break bringing out the crowds, Fauci is calling variant spread one of the most concerning developments in the pandemic.
But despite all of the warnings, students here holding gatherings. NewsLink Indiana's Libby Kleemeyer spoke with students on campus to see their thoughts. Libby?
Annie, Joey, these reactions come after university officials sent out an email canceling in-person events yesterday. And for some students, they are saying it was a good decision.
I think it might be best for everyone's safety to avoid in-person activities until we get a better handle on the pandemic.
This is Ball State student Addison Paul's reaction to the recent email students received. Not only does she think it's best for everyone, but
I feel like a lot of people are disappointed about it, but at the same time, I think it might be best for safety reasons that we don't currently have in-person activities.
And for Ball State student Caroline Gilly, she understands what the university is doing to help keep us here and why students are upset.
Especially around St. Patrick's Day, everybody wants to party, and that's such an understandable thought, but because of COVID and everything, just waiting a little bit longer until it's safe to do so, that's what the university is doing, and they're taking everybody's safety into account so that we can be here and have in-person classes and be on campus and do the things that we wanted to.
Now, I did reach out to the UPD, but they weren't available for an on-camera interview. University officials say the department will step up patrols this weekend and will adjust when needed.
All right, Libby, thank you so much. And NewsLink Indiana will, of course, continue to keep you updated on the investigation.
It really just brings tears to your eyes to know that people can go back now and do those things that you want to do, right? Be at your kids' ball games. So that's really the message that we need to get out.
Getting back to normal, state officials are pushing for Hoosiers to get vaccinated. In a briefing today, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lindsay Weaver announced what the state is calling large-scale vaccine sites. Weaver says these locations don't fill up appointments as quickly as smaller sites. Dr. Christina Box hopes this will help open things up.
The way that Indiana can look forward is to get everybody vaccinated. And I think as we message this, the important thing is that this makes us comfortable, as the governor says, to go to the movie, take off our mask and have popcorn and a Diet Coke, to be able to go to the restaurant together where everybody's celebrating.
Officials say these sites will offer Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine. You can find these locations under the High Volume tab on the Health Department's coronavirus website.
The first batch of stimulus checks are on their way, and about 90 million payments have been dispersed so far. That's about $242 billion paid. The first group to get the money includes people who provided direct deposit information to the IRS on recent tax returns, or on the IRS website. About 150,000 paper checks have also been mailed. You need to be an individual earning under $75,000 or married and making less than $100,000 to get that full amount, $1,400 each. You can check the status of your payment using the Get My Payment tool on irs.gov.
And more tonight on what's affecting your wallet. You may get an extra month to pay your taxes this year. The IRS plans to delay the filing deadline to mid-May. That's according to an official. That official says the government wants to give Americans more time because of the pandemic, but the IRS is still processing millions of 2020 tax returns and sending out a new round of stimulus checks. And if the IRS gives you more time, keep in mind state taxes, as in most cases they're still due by April 15th. Indiana is not a state listed to have more time for state taxes as well.
FEMA will reimburse families for funeral expenses of coronavirus victims. The agency posted a message on its website about the assistance effort. According to the posting, FEMA has $2 billion for reimbursements. The funds are for individuals and households for COVID-19 related funeral expenses from January 20th to December 31st of last year. FEMA says it will set up a funeral assistance program and work with various groups to help with outreach to communities and families. The agency will release final guidance to potential applicants soon and encourages those who have COVID-19 funeral expenses to gather and keep their documents.
Developing tonight, one man faces 8 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated assault following yesterday's spa shooting. 21-year-old Robert Long is accused of firing a weapon at 3 different spas, 2 in the city of Atlanta and 1 in an Atlanta suburb. 8 people were killed in the shooting, 6 of them Asian women. Authorities have not given a motive for shootings, and they have not determined if these will be considered hate crimes. And the Derek Chauvin trial added an 8th juror today. According to the court, the selection was a black man in his 40s. Video taken at the scene shows Floyd repeatedly saying, "I can't breathe," to Chauvin and other police officers. Floyd died shortly afterward. The new juror says he has a, quote, somewhat positive view of Floyd and says he feels more safe when police officers are in his neighborhood.
And when you read some stuff, you can see that sometimes they make mistake and then they correct it later, okay? So most of them tend to be black people. So that's why I would say somehow or somewhat I agree with that.
This comes after the judge dismissed 2 already seated jurors. The jurors said they had been swayed by news of a $27 million civil settlement between the city of Minneapolis and the Floyd family. Testimony in the trial is expected to start before the end of the month.
The United States' biggest danger apparently comes from within. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence released part of a report saying domestic violent extremism is a major point of concern for the country. According to a Senate aide who is familiar with the unclassified data, it shows the challenges of dealing with lone wolf extremists who take extreme ideologies and move forward with violence. The summary also mentions how extremists use social media in their efforts.
While we remain vigilant about the threat of foreign terrorism, ideologically motivated domestic violent extremism now poses the most lethal and persistent terrorism-related threat to the homeland today.
Russia is denying interference in the 2020 election despite a U.S. intelligence report saying it did. The Kremlin says it had nothing to do with any information campaigns against any candidate and called those claims baseless and incorrect. The U.S. intelligence report found foreign adversaries, including Russia, attempted to undermine public confidence in the election process. The Biden administration is considering further sanctions against Russia, China, and Iran because of the accusations. Russia says it's considering reactive measures.
The Senate Majority Leader is blasting Republicans for a series of new voting laws hitting states across the country. Democrat Chuck Schumer called the new laws anti-American and compared them to past laws that legitimized racism.
So this is not democracy. When you disenfranchise people by passing Jim Crow laws, that's not democracy, that's dictatorship. And that's where our Republican friends seem to be going. We need America to stand up to this, and we must stand up to it in the Senate. Failure is not an option.
Schumer is calling for Democrats to pass the Senate version of For the People Act, a similar bill already passed in the House. The bill would expand voting rights at a federal level. It is expected to go up for a vote on the Senate floor after hearings on March 24th.
It is 9:09 on this really pretty nice St. Patrick's Day. I mean, people were out in their green t-shirts, green shorts, as opposed to the green sweatshirts we normally see this day this year.
Yeah, I saw a ton of green out on campus today, and everyone was dressed really nice, and it was just wonderful weather. Adam, can we expect more of that today or tonight?
Not tonight. Clouds rolling in after a very pleasant day today, but we are starting to see some showers starting to move in the area. We do have a lot of severe thunderstorms starting around here, producing tornadoes down to the south. Even though those storms themselves aren't going to affect us, this low pressure system is moving up this way is going to begin to bring cooler air towards us. So at the moment right now, we're seeing some clouds with some precipitation move up. A lot of that precipitation is broken. As you can see, there's a lot of cooler air begin to make their way into our area, but for the moment, we're sitting at cooler temperatures mildish. 59 here in Muncie, 55 into Indianapolis, and 55 up into Kokomo. But tonight, expect to see those nicer conditions that we saw today transition into rainy conditions. 46 tonight with the rain after midnight.
All right, Adam, thank you. Travelers with Southwest Airlines are getting more options. New places Southwest can take you next.
Plus, Gen Con is making a return to the Circle City. What people can expect in moments.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. One of Muncie's sweet spots is moving to a different location.
NewsLink Indiana's Avery Johnson is live in the newsroom tonight to tell us why the owner is deciding to make the move. Avery?
Yes, Annie and Joey. Weird Chocolatier is moving its iconic shop from the Village to downtown Muncie. The move comes after business owner Morgan Roddy realized she needed more space to make more chocolate. The new building is 3,000 square feet, and Roddy says the space is for her equipment, but it's also used for something else.
It's going to be a community space for people to, do open mic nights, have their community meetings.
Roddy says her hopes are to be a mini version of the iconic Willy Wonka and plans to sweeten things up in the new building over the summer.
First couple of months is going to be really renovating that space, making it really handsome and inviting.
Roddy says that she plans on reopening this coming fall. Live in the newsroom, Avery Johnson, NewsLink Indiana.
All right, Avery, thank you so much.
Gen Con will be returning to Indianapolis this year. The convention announced the news via Twitter. Organizers say this year's convention will feature both in-person and virtual events. It will happen September 16th to the 19th. Gen Con is one of the biggest economic boosts for Indy every year. Last year's convention was canceled because of the pandemic.
Southwest Airlines is adding 2 new airports to its network. The airline says it will start offering routes to and from Houston's airport and the airport in Jackson, Mississippi. The routes between Houston and 5 destinations start next month. Southwest will open up the Jackson routes in June. To promote the new routes, the airlines is offering some one-way flights for less than $100.
California's theme parks might be quieter when they reopen. The state's Attractions and Parks Association says it would support a plan that would ban screaming on roller coasters. The association's reopening guidelines suggest face covers and modifications to seat loading patterns to lessen the effects of shouting. Los Angeles and Orange counties will allow theme parks to reopen next month, including Disneyland on April 30th. And just talking about California and the theme parks, it really has me thinking about how nice the weather is there.
And it's really not too bad here either, but the roller coaster we've been on, is the temperatures, Adam. What are we looking at?
Cooler temperatures tonight, but as that rain comes in, you expect to see cooler temperatures beginning after midnight tonight.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other,
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward,
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Happening now, 4 hurricane names will no longer be used. The Hurricane Committee says Dorian, Laura, Ada, and Iota are getting retired from the rotating list of names used for Atlantic storms. Officials say the decision was based on the death and destruction caused by those storms.
And it is currently 9:17 on just honestly a beautiful evening.
Yeah, it was really nice out there. What I'm wondering is if we are in full spring or if we're riding this all the way. Adam, what do you know?
For the meantime, it looks like we're going to be at spring to stay. No snow in the forecast over the next couple of days. Politically present right now, we're seeing cooler temperatures off to the west, but for the most part, we're sitting at pretty nice temperatures. Sitting at 59 here in Muncie, 55 in Indianapolis, and 55 up into Kokomo. But over the past 24 hours, we've actually seen temperatures pretty cooler yesterday, down to the mid-40s to upper 40s, actually increasing to the mid to upper 60s. Today, here in Muncie, we actually saw a 14-degree temperature change from those lower temperatures up into those warmer temperatures, thanks to a system that's actually progressing through the south, producing multiple tornadoes. But for the meantime, right now, we are seeing nice and clear conditions. We were seeing some cloudy conditions as well as some showers, but most of those showers have begun to move their way out of the area, leading to cloudy conditions. But most of that rain expect to see over the night. Tonight, over the next couple hours, here at 9 p.m., we see a couple showers south, but a lot of those have actually dissipated. And then over the next couple hours by midnight, expect to see those showers and thunderstorms begin to develop a lot more, especially by 4 a.m. You see over here near St. Louis, here in Muncie, and then down into parts of Kentucky, you're going to start to see a lot of heavier showers and thunderstorms. So don't be surprised if you wake up in the early morning hours and hear a couple rumbles of thunder or hear or see some hard pouring rain. By 10 a.m., a lot of this rain is going to be spread out from most of the area. Same thing, a lot of this rain is going to be on the heavier side, so especially if you live down towards the river or you're driving, keep an eye on those water levels because water could pile up fairly quickly. And then by 7 p.m. tomorrow, most of that is going to be out of the way. Initially, we were showing some possibility of snow and ice on the back end, but now it's showing warmer temperatures, leading to mostly rain tomorrow before all this pushes out later into Friday. Now, since we are having a lot of rain tomorrow, a lot of these areas expect to see quite amount of rainfall tomorrow, about 1.5 inches here in Muncie, but the further west of I-69 you go, expect to see about 2 inches of rain tomorrow. Tonight, sitting at 46 degrees, rain developing over midnight. Don't be surprised if you see a couple showers before midnight, since we were seeing a couple of those showers begin to develop. Wind's picking up a little bit tonight, so so expect to see winds tomorrow pick up a little bit. We do have a wind advisory in effect for our area, so what this means is some gusts of winds tomorrow could be up on the higher ends. Winds steadied about 20, 25 miles an hour. A couple of gusts could hit up to 35 or even up into the 40s. Taking a look at some of these winds at 6 a.m. tomorrow, we see a couple gusts of up to 30 to 40 miles an hour in Kokomo, but as we progress to 8 a.m., which is when our wind advisory here in Muncie goes into effect, we start to see a lot more stronger gusts. Up in Portland, see gusts around 30, 35, up into 40. But then once again, further west of I-69, expect to see larger temperature wind gusts. Then by noon, it's going to become more spread out for the area. Muncie wind gusts at about 29. And then by about 10 p.m. tomorrow, a lot of those wind gusts of up to 30, 40 miles an hour will be pretty spread out across the area. And then by 10 p.m. tomorrow, and Friday, most of those will be out of the area. Tomorrow, pretty chillier day tomorrow. Windy conditions picking up throughout the day as we have cooling temperatures starting out at 46 at 9 a.m., cooling down to about 44 by 3 p.m., and then cooling down by 9 p.m. Over the next couple 24 hours, we're going to expect to see a high pressure begin to develop, leading to sunnier conditions around 11 a.m. on Friday, leading to sunnier and warmer conditions throughout the weekend. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, windy and 48 tomorrow, then warming up as we progress into Saturday and Sunday before we see the chance of rain return on Wednesday. To me, that looks like a pretty nice forecast this weekend.
Not much to complain about, especially at this point in March, but I'm pretty excited about the weather, Joey. I'm excited for what's coming up in sports.
Yeah, Philip, what do we got going on in sports?
We've got women's volleyball coming up, and they will be hanging on by a thread in the MAC tournament. Hopefully, they can still make that bid.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Philip Chorzay with sports. Women's volleyball is hanging on by a thread in its MAC championship bid. NewsLink Indiana's Imani Butts digs into the story.
Game situations, when it's 23-all, what do we need to do?
Close out the set, as their eyes are set on winning its last 5 games of the season. But with a 7-9 record, they need to serve some more losses if they want to dig up a shot to the MAC championship.
We still have mathematically a chance, and we certainly still do. But all we can focus on, and our key has just been what we can control. So we've been hitting at a pretty high percentage in several of the matches, but we've been inconsistent. And so that's been a key for us, is can we maintain some consistency?
But not taking down the net quite yet. After their 3-0 win earlier this week, they still plan to hit the floor hard.
I think we have a young team, and so we're constantly learning and evolving. And certainly we hope to be able to be one of those 4 spots to be able to finish strong and make a run for the MAC tournament again.
As reigning MAC champs, the ball is still in the Cardinals' court. But can they keep it? That answer? In just 2 weeks. They'll have to wait and see. In Muncie, Imani Butts, NewsLink, Indiana.
The team's next game is this Friday against Central Michigan in Worthen Arena. First match is set for 7 that evening. And sticking to winter sports as the season wraps up, Brownsburg senior and Ball State commit Allie Becky has been named to the Indiana All-Star team for girls basketball. This team is made up of the 14 best players in the Hoosier State and some numbers to back it up. Becky's postseason play tells you all you need to know. 21 points per game and a career-high 31 in the dismantling of Frankfurt in the Class 4A semifinals. She's also a 2021 Indiana Miss Basketball finalist and will be bringing her game to Worthen next fall. From the court over to the pitch, spring sports are springing back into action for the first time in 2 years, and Delta High School's men's track team is starting their season off in style. Delta took on Lewis Cass High School in Cass County yesterday and won all of the meets events. The Eagles were led by Abram Stitt, Tanner Sutherland, and Jonathan Chimbanda, all winning 4 events on the day. Those 3, along with Evan Conley and Colton Wright, taking all of the events they competed in. Delta will now get a month of training in before they take on their next opponent, Yorktown, on April 16th. We'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Rebecca Rosado. Rebecca, what do you have for us?
Good evening, guys. A viral TikTok beekeeper, Erica Thompson, has the internet buzzing. Thompson went viral for her video of a bee removal with little to no protective gear. The video itself has 61 million views. Thompson founded the Texas Bee Workers, a company that offers bee harvesting and removal. The company also offers education on the importance of honeybees. Now, bees aren't the only thing that's been buzzing this week. The new Disney film, Raya and the Last Dragon, won the box office this past weekend. The film follows a girl named Raya as she embarks on a journey to find the last dragon. She then uses this dragon to protect her homeland from monsters. You can access Raya and the Last Dragon at your local movie theater or on Disney Plus for only $30.
I'll be honest, I hadn't really thought about my fear of bees in a while until just seeing that, but Adam, will you give us something about the weather to not be afraid of?
Over the next couple of days, it is a little bit rainier tonight, but over the next couple of days starting Friday through the weekend, expect to see warmer temperatures with a chance to return of clouds on Tuesday.
Adam, thanks so much. That's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Thanks for joining us.